Welcome, everybody, to this call that is so loud and so super happy and excited. Actually, it's like, let's be excited about talking about narcissism. Ha! So, welcome to this conversation. I will be using the tools of access consciousness for this call. Anybody here who does not know access consciousness, I will be using a strange phrase that goes right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, POVADs, bases, and beyonds. And to know what the hell that is, you can go to theclearingstatement.com to get the information. All I will say is it works, so you don't need to know it now, but you can find out more about it. And please feel free to ask any questions, and that is for all of you guys. This is a conversation. This is you come with your questions and we create this together. So I'm very curious also what you guys are looking for, what you're busy with. We have had two questions already sent in to, start it off. But before those questions, I will have a quick moment because this is about narcissism. And what is narcissism? Well, I like to always look at the etymology of words, and narcissism is connected to different things, but one of them is the Greek story of Narcissus, um, the Greek story of a beautiful young man who looked into a lake and was mesmerized by his own beauty and image, and he got so obsessed with himself. The story says that he was turned into the flower, a narcissus, because it was spring. The story is also where that person was so busy with himself that he was so mesmerized and obsessed with himself that he forgot everything, which it gives us a lot of information about the phenomenon of narcissism, where somebody is so self-obsessed and mesmerized by themselves that they forget everything and it's all around them and about them. The word narcissism is therefore also often connected to somebody who's selfish, egocentrical, all this kind of stuff. But what I find interesting always to look when I look at etymology is like somebody who looked into the lake and saw himself and basically lost himself is also where you see somebody really not connecting with reality or the people around them and not being aware of what is going on for them. So you might have some experience with this phenomenon that you know somebody in your life, maybe one or many more, that the person is so obsessed and busy with themselves that they don't have any sense of what others are what's going on for others, and they are so self-obsessed. Now, everywhere we have learned to judge this, everywhere we have learned to make this a wrong thing, can we destroy and uncreate it? And by destroying and uncreating this point of view we might have, or a judgment we might have, we start to break the energetics that keeps us captive around what that creates in our world. So everything this is, we destroy and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, povads, bases, and beyonds. I know that I have learned to judge when I see somebody behaving as a narcissist. I have learned to judge when somebody is being narcissistic to me or to anybody else. And I've also seen that that doesn't really serve me. It does not make it easier to deal with them when I'm judging and hating them or upset about them. And so, what can we also step into around this conversation that we get out of that judgment and everything this brings up times a godzillion? Will you destroy it and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And you might think, well, if I don't judge it, that means I find it good. If I don't judge it, that means I even protect it. I defend it. No, judging it does not necessarily create change. Not judging it can create change. And when you judge something, you are solidifying what is, and as I said, it allow to be impacted by that. When you don't judge it, you're not saying bravo, yay, do it. You're actually saying, I'm not giving my energy to this. I'm not going to let this control me. So it's actually more powerful. And everywhere we have learned that judging is where we have power and not judging is where we're weak, can we destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And a narcissistic behavior, being under the spell of somebody who is not a narcissist, can be extremely intense, can be an abusive experience. And once again, it is not to defend or justify, it is really actually to find the tools to come out of the effects of it and find freedom. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, poveds, bases, and beyonds. Awesome. So what would you like to get out of this conversation that we're going to be having in the coming hour? What is it that you're coming for? What would you like to ask? And some of you might be like, I have no clue. I just had to be here. And some of you might be like, yes, I have all this stuff that's up in my world. So there's a chat function. Please write it out so I can address it. And we can take it from there. This is, once again, us co-creating and looking at what you would like to get out of it. Okay, so please feel free. Since two people already sent me a question, I'm going to just start with that, and then from there we can continue with whatever is up for you. Okay, so please go for it. So Cress has started also. Let me actually give you guys a second to write, because I would like to look at that. So what would you like to get out of this call? Take a moment if you need to. And Cress writes, my life is surrounded by narcissistic people, my ex-husband and work and the union, and I'm dealing with lawyers. Okay. What would you like to get out of this conversation, out of this call? What are you wanting to have clarity about? Mark says, why do I attract narcissistic women? And some of you might want to say, why do I attract narcissistic men? Which is a very great question mark. So let's address that. Get out of judgment. Great, Chris. I'd like to get out of reaction. Yeah, Teresa. And that's actually one of the big things in my world for this conversation. This call has been up in my world for the last few days, and especially very much today. And what will it take for us to not be in at the effect of that behavior and actually use it? Yeah. And John shares, everywhere I've taken on the narcissistic behavior of my family. Amazing. Thank you for that. iPhone, the person called iPhone, says, my mom is a narcissist. I'm in much more allowance, but she still manages to push my buttons. Okay, I hear you, sister or mister. Um, so please keep them coming if something shows up or any questions. I will just start with the first one that I got sent in, and it says, I want to stop making excuses for other people's behavior, stop enabling being treated in a certain way, and be even more honest what I perceive and my awareness. I'm going to stop there. There's a second section. Now, how many of you recognize a behavior of somebody, and instead of actually acknowledging what you're aware of, you judge yourself for what you think is a judgment that is actually an awareness? And you go, oh my God, I'm such a bad person. Oh my God, why do I always see the bad in people? And you don't allow yourself to actually be aware of what you're aware of. Because the thing is, when you have awareness about something, you have the power, you have the tools to deal with it. But when you blindside yourself, that's when you're like, what the hell just happened? What did I allow? What did that person do? And what did I do with it? So everything, this is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. How many times were you aware of somebody being narcissistic and you didn't allow yourself to know it because you thought you were being judgy? Judgy is now officially a word that exists. And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. And this is big because if we can start to trust ourselves more instead of going to judgment, how much more can we catch ourselves and change what we can choose and how we deal with an energy or with a person or with a situation? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. The second part of the question is, I see how I recognize the narcissism and the abuse, and still I have this filter of seeing the good in people and having to stop myself from being more kind than I should be, or having these kind of people in my life. Now, having to stop yourself from being more kind than I should be. How many of you find yourself being more kind than you should be? And everything this brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And the thing is that even kind? When you're being kind, you think. It's nice, says Sandra. Yeah. Like, how many of you think you're being kind, but you're not being kind by being nice to somebody who's being abusive? Does this make sense? So you think you're like, this is the right thing to do. This is, and it's actually a judgment. You're not being kind. Being kind is actually sometimes saying, hey, this is not so cool. Or, hey, I'm walking away. I'm not going to listen to this, or whatever. Like, what have you decided kindness is that it isn't? And everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Letting others walk over me. How many of you have learned all the techniques of good lying down so people walk over you and it doesn't hurt so much? You're like, you have all these positions in place so it's not so bad. And everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. What will it take for you to see, recognize what you're aware of, and not buy the lie that you should be kind or you should be less kind, but you can actually really choose what works. And everything that isn't allowed that times a godzillion will you destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Being nice with somebody who's being abusive is not kind to anybody. And everything that is times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And this energy of like, because I see it like it's also Mark's question and some other people, like, you know, in a way it's like, why do I have such people in my life? Like, what is that? So, which takes me to a very important energy for me with this call is like, what is it that we can start to be for ourselves? Where we are not any longer judging people who do this narcissistic behavior, but we're also not entertaining it. How many of us have learned that if we actually speak up for what works for us, we're being difficult, we're being divas, we're being complicated, we're being judgmental, we're being awful, we're being mean, we're being unkind. And everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Like, what will it take for you to notice, to be aware, to know it, and to trust yourself instead of trusting what the other person says to you or what others say to you? What energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can you and your body be that allows you to trust what you perceive, what you know regarding people, regarding narcissism, regarding narcissistic behavior? And everything that doesn't allow that will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, Teresa writes, I'm realizing I've been in tolerance and not in allowance, and spot on. How many of you have tolerated people who are being narcissistic, and you are even tolerating you yourself being under their spell and giving whatever they want? But tolerance is actually coming from judgment. It's like, I'll deal with it, I'll put up with it. Allowance is like, I actually don't judge it, and you might have to do a lot of clearings for that. So let's do a bunch. Because you might be like, what? Not judging narcissism? Have you seen my life? Have you heard what I went through? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Everything this is times a godzillion. Let's destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. So everywhere we have learned that narcissism is wrong, let's destroy it and create it. And I'm clearing this because if we can get out of judgment, we can be free. It's not for them. That's the point. When you don't judge somebody, you're not giving them like a free card. You're giving yourself freedom. You judging them keeps you bound by them. You put yourself in a prismatic prison with them. You are stuck with them. You are literally not giving yourself the freedom. Getting out of judgment is your freedom card. Okay, so everywhere we have made narcissism wrong, bad, and judgeable and must be judged, will we destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And everywhere we might have learned that narcissism is required, it's good, it's the only way to be strong, and that's the only way you will survive this fucking world, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, how many of you have learned that judgment is the only way to deal with this energy? And what do you require to empower yourself that you don't need judgment? You can get over it and you can deal with it in a different way. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it now? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, povads, bases, and beyonds. One of the things that I have seen is that the more I allowed myself to be empowered, the less the narcissistic people tried stuff on me, or like their volume started to decrease, and many of them started to leave my life. So what power and potency can you start to claim and embody that allows you to no longer be under the spell of narcissistic people and their world and universe? And everything that doesn't allow that, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And so one of the other clearings I would give you if you're like having this judgment energy that seems so solid and unchangeable is what energy, what ESCC MMMP can I and my body be to have allowance for narcissistic people? As simple as that. And everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, powers, bases, and beyonds, and you just run it, and you just run it, and you just run it. Same with the what's right about it, what's wrong about it, what's bad about it, what's awful about it. And Sandra writes, it's so funny. My family members are reaching out during this call after not being in contact for so long. They're like, no, don't talk about narcissism and get free. Stay with us. Always a good sign. Okay, let me just look at your what you guys are saying. Hmm. So if we talk about the power and potency, and Chris feels like it's gut, it's a gut punch. What is power and potency truly that you have learned it isn't? And what have you learned that power and potency actually that it is, that it actually isn't? So what is power and potency that you've learned that it isn't, and everything that is, let's destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, povas, bases, and beyonds. I have had learned that power and potency is somebody the loudest in the room, the one who gets what he wants, the person who always manages to get everybody to listen to her or him. But that's force. That's not power. So what have you learned that power and potency is not, that it actually is? And will you destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. I have learned that being silent is a fucking powerful tool, and it can be seen as a weakness. But sometimes just being quiet is going to get so much more done than actually talking. And so again, if you can start to see like, hey, what is power and potency here? What have I misidentified it as? And if it's not bullying, if it's not forcing, if it's not pushing, if it's not being a relentless asshole, oh, what is that then? And that energy of like actually having my own back, that's power and potency. Being willing to be an energy in the room that is empowering, that's power and potency. Trusting myself, that's power and potency. Everything that doesn't allow that to become your reality, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, pop, ad, spaces, and beyond. And Teresa adds, for me, it's not losing me for anyone. Yeah, totally. And how much have we learned to lose ourselves for everyone, especially for the narcissist? And that's how it goes. And everything that is, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, pop, ad, spaces, and beyonds. Now, the losing ourselves is in a way something that I would even say that gets encouraged. Like, oh, you're so selfless. You're so at the presence for everybody, at the service of all. And that is what we have learned to do to be, let's say, a good citizen of the world or a good family member, a good partner, a good child, a good mom. How many of you have learned to be always at the service of that actually enables the narcissism? And everywhere that's connected to the fifth element, and the fifth element is the element where you are trying to save mankind, will you destroy and create all of this? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. Now, all of you have some experience with this. All of you have your references, your stories, your experiences. And what is that gift of all of that that right now can seem as a poison, as a punishment, and everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that? Please ask for it. Let's destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. What have you learned about you? What can you start to claim about you that you might have never, if you only see yourself as the victim of narcissism? And everything this brings up, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. Cool. So I'm just following the energy. Mark writes, I'm a giver and it was difficult to receive. Fortunately, I now dare to receive. Seems like the narcissistic women just received. I was mentally drained. My life is fine now. How does it get any better? Well, if you look at like you have men or women in your life that are narcissists, one of the things is that they are self-obsessed. They are very busy with themselves and everything, like the universe revolves around them, and everything that might be happening with others is always in connection with them. Now, how many of you have learned to adjust your behavior to align and agree with that? Everything is around them and revolves around their universe. And that's draining because that's literally forcing your energy to go in a very specific way that is not the natural flow. It is not inclusive, it's exclusive, and it's excluding yourself as well. Everything this brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. This image of this young man looking at himself in the water and being mesmerized is like there's nothing else that exists, and everything has to, like the sun has to keep shining, right? The water has to keep staying there. He has to keep sitting there. Everything has to stay in place for that image to stay in place. So how much of yourself have you had to give to keep in place whatever the narcissists in your life have had as their image and had as their reference of them and their life? Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, povads, bases, and beyonds. And like I said, it's like you make it all, it is all about them. And therefore, you also exclude yourself. And that's that energy if I lose myself. Like, how many of you have learned that you must exclude yourself? And that is kindness. And that feeds the narcissism that is actually unkindness. Everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And if you then don't do it, when you actually go, hey, but what about me? How many of you have had the attack, but you also have the self-attack through your own judgments, your blame, your guilt, your shame, your, oh my God, I'm busy with myself. They need this, they need that. I'm not looking after that. So how many programs of blame and shame and guilt have you learned to function from that as soon as you include yourself, you will exclude yourself through the distractor implants of blame, shame, regret, and guilt? And everything that is times a godzillion. Will you please destroy and create all of that and all the automatics of that and all the bases of that and everything that doesn't allow that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. The big thing with this conversation is, what will it take for you to include yourself in your life? And everywhere we have learned to go to regret, to guilt, to self-judgment, can we please destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And Mark writes, I realized that I can also put myself first, and that's a gift. Absolutely. And what will it take that we start to be inclusive in a way that it has always been they are first and we are maybe second or like 100th? And we go from we are just, we are. Like I am, and I follow where the energy has to go, and there is no obliged energy traffic. Does that make sense? I am allowing myself to be and to receive and to gift, but I don't have to this exclude myself and be with them, or exclude them and be with me. I can actually allow it all. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, one of the new things in Access is bases, which is like the structures that we use as a basis, as a reference to weigh, to measure if it's right, if it's wrong, if it's working, if it's not working. Now, how much bases of relationships have you been using to allow yourself to exclude yourself? And everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. When somebody is being narcissistic, you excluding yourself is allowing yourself to be under their spell. If you would be inclusive of yourself, you'd be like, oops, this isn't going to work. Something has to change. Everything that doesn't allow you including yourself as a possibility and as your reality, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Cool. Gosh, guys, what a topic. I'm just looking at the questions here. So if you ever feel like I'm a narcissist magnet, or, or I'm the target, what power and potency and self-trust can you start to cultivate? Can you start to grow? Because the thing is, narcissists are not going to be interested in you if you're empowered. Literally, they're going to be like, oh, Mark is really handsome, but not really, because he's not listening to me. He's not going to listen to me. He's going to have his own knowing, right? You being empowered, you having your own back is the thing that's going to change this. What ESCC, MMMP can you and your body be to perceive, know, be, and receive the gift, the power, the potency of you in totality? And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Okay. And this reality, the way the society is set up is like you don't have power. Everything is being told, you must obey, you must follow, right? And either then you go into autonomy and you push it away, or you go into doing what everybody else is and you're finding your way through it. What will it take for you to have that power, to have that building and having your own back, but not excluding? It doesn't mean you have to go take a narcissist home and marry them. It's more that you are willing to not cut off. Because as soon as you cut off an energy, you actually cut off something with yourself. Everything this is times a godzillion. We destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, povads, bases, and beyonds. Okay, now I saw this comment of John about saying like, hey, I have family members that are narcissistic, and some other people made some comments as well about that. So everywhere that you have had narcissistic people close to you and you have learned to behave exactly like them or exactly opposite of them, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So anywhere and everywhere you might have copied their behavior because that's all that you saw, and that was the way to be part of that family, will you destroy and uncreate it? And all the bases of family, all the bases of being right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, have you taken on their behavior, or can you also see how different you actually are? And what difference are you that you might not even have given yourself the permission to be? That if you wouldn't judge them, that if you wouldn't judge you, you can actually choose to be you. Not a family member, not a replica of some way of behaving, but truly you. In all your kindness, in all your brilliance, in all your power and potency. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Anywhere and everywhere you've had to take on the energy of this narcissism and lock it even into your body to be able to play that role, will you now unlock it, please? Eradicate, eliminate, dissipate, and release it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Anywhere and everywhere you guys have learned, you are your family. Let's destroy and create that too, because you're not. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. All the bases of family that you have learned to use as a reference of your identity, all the definitions, and therefore all the judgments and all the limitations that are not true for you. Will you destroy and create those too? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And the beautiful thing is, if we can start to get out of judgment and we might notice we're doing something like that, you can just go, oops, okay, stop, make a new choice. And you can just literally get your foot out of the poo poo in a sec. It's it because there is no weight of wrongness sticking you and holding you in that. Everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Okay. 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 We have this other question that Joan sent. Hi, Joan. She says, I want to know, how do we make peace with narcissistic people who fucked up their own and other people's life? Well, making peace is like politics. Everything that is times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all that, but book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. It might be more like, forget the peace part. Maybe the getting out of judgment might be a bit more interesting. But let me read the rest of the question. My dad was a narcissist, and he made my mom and my siblings very unhappy. My mom, who died to get away from him, in my opinion. But worst of all, he had made himself very miserable in his last days, too, with disease and unhappiness and lack of love. How do I stop being angry and sorry for him? Well, anywhere you are angry and for him or sorry for him is where you actually don't see that he's choosing what he's choosing. He's choosing to be this. What if that? Where have you, how much, sorry, translators, where do you have this idea that it's up to you to change it for him? Where have you given yourself the role, the mission, the task to make that different and better for him? And you guys, you can connect this to any of your experiences, right? This is not on you. This is his choice. Now, anywhere and everywhere you cannot perceive, be and receive the fact that he is choosing this, that's on him. You destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So he fucked up his own life. He fucked up other people's lives. The thing is that it only works to the extent that it works. Did he fuck up your life, Joan, that you're irrevocably fucked up for all eternity? I met you, so I know it's not true. She's translating this, which is fantastic. So mean. So this is where we can catch ourselves. Like, that guy fucked up my life. Wait a minute. I'm not fucked up. I've had fucked up moments, but I'm not fucked up. But there's a lot of energies about, like, when something happens, you are a victim, and then you have to deal with it, and it's all broken and messed up, and you have to solve it, and blah. Do you guys get it? All this victim energy that you have bought into, instead of seeing this occurred, and look at me, wow. I did not die. I am still here. I am here. Hello. Exactly. Pat on your shoulder. Everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. In one way, you give the person too much credit when you say they fucked up my life. They tried to maybe, or they consciously or unconsciously, but it didn't work. Sorry, not sorry. Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. And so if you can start to see that it's his choice to behave the way he has been, it's his choice to have this, let's say, sad days for the last days of his life, that's his choice. You can be angry about it, you can be sad about it, it doesn't change a thing. Don't lose energy on it. Have allowance for his choice. And when you relate it to yourself, how many of you who are angry to the person who was a narcissistic, abusive person, are you really angry at them, or are you angry at yourself that you allowed this to occur? That you allowed them to have so much power? And when you can start to see, I'm actually angry at myself. Maybe I can change this one. Because being angry at yourself, it's not going to change it. You're just literally repeating the stabbing of the dagger, right? Every judgment is a stabbing of yourself, not in anybody's favor. Everything this is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyond. So, Joan, if you can start to see, like, I definitely had fucked up moments in my life. It wasn't easy, it was tough, and I'm not fucked up. And if you buy victim, you will be a victim. What potency can you start to acknowledge and recognize that despite what you went through, you are here. And you are beautiful and you're kind. And what else is possible now? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. So when you're angry, maybe grab a pillow and beat up the pillow. After 5 minutes, you'll be like, I'm too tired to be angry. Get it out of your system. When you're sorry, cry. After 10 minutes, you'll be like, dude, this is fatiguing. I'm so exhausted. Get over it. Just go for it. Be angry. Be sorry. And then you'll notice it's not changing him or anything. And then let's look for allowance. Let's ask for allowance. Allowance for everybody. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So I want to do John's question, but I'm just going first to the other one. We love you, John. I agree. So Cress says, I'm angry at myself for allowing them to have my power. Well, you gave them your power. And if you're angry at them, what can you choose to get out of that trap? Because anger is also where you loop yourself. It doesn't take you anywhere. I'm sure all of you've done, you know what I'm talking about. All right? You're fuming all over, but you're not taking off. Everything that is times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And if you can see, okay, I gave my power. That's all I could do. How many of you as a child had no other possibility and that was required? And you've made it. Okay, that's what was required. And now what can I choose? And anywhere and everywhere you allow that to still vibrate and resonate and like keep affecting you, will you destroy and create all of this? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. What we have learned is that we are like a victim to our experiences. The trauma is real, but it is only real now, today. If we keep reliving and re-putting that as a basis for our reality, if you break the basis, that occurred, and now there's something else possible. Everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyond. So Sandra says, what's your take around PTSD from these relationships? Is it a trap we buy into to stay victim? Well, post-traumatic stress disorder can be obviously like something that occurs in the body, the responses of like that you're still as if you're in that situation and you're reliving it. We have very powerful body processes for that. And what I see is that if we start to use that as a defining, and I see a lot of stuff up in social media around trauma and PTSD, and it's like, then that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. You are traumatized as if you have no power to change anything. Right? And so can be a PTSD, but if you're willing to unloop, unclick that, you're free. Because this is what we have learned in this occurred, this happened, this is who you are, this is your past defines you. That's what society says. That's how we've learned to live. And therefore you find these women, therefore you have these relationships, therefore every job you have, your boss is mean. Doesn't have to be. We have to see that we have choice and we can do this. So all the basis for choice that you've learned to have, that is always a reference to the past, is not a real choice. And will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And when you make yourself a victim, you are putting yourself in that position of no power. If you can start to acknowledge that you don't have to be that and you are actually powerful, then you can get out of that. And you don't have to do positions of victimizer. That is a hierarchy, that is a structure. And you can be in the I'm here, I'm me, whatever occurred, and because of all that occurred. Like despite and because, and how does it get any better? Okay? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. I hope that helped. And so she says, I still have these moments, and it's like the body takes over and I'm back in an old scenario. Time to fully consciously choose to not go there anymore. Well, to not go there anymore means that it's there. What are you keeping alive? Where are you going that you say I shouldn't go there? What are you keeping alive that you're then avoiding? Everything this is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. What energies of the past of narcissistic people's effects and your behavior around it are you still keeping as a truth and a real thing in your reality that keeps dominating and controlling you? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, pavads, bases, and beyonds. What are you avoiding? What are you defending? Everything that is, we destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, pavads, bases, and beyonds. What have you locked into your body to not forget where you came from? To not forget the past and all the people that you loved at some moment for some idiotic reason. Everything that is times a godzillion, and everywhere that's kindness, let's destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, pavads, bases, and beyonds. You can handle anything, and you don't have to handle it anymore. How many of you are still handling the narcissistic energies in your own body and in your own reality while you don't have to? And everything this brings up, will you please destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, pavads, bases, and beyonds. Okay. Oh, thanks, Nick. Okay, John writes, my family would punish me if I made them look bad, and they were the police for this reality. I bought it at the time, and I still feel stuck in it. Do you still feel stuck in it, John, or is it that it's nearly like part of who you are or how you see yourself? You can unmute yourself, John, if you wish.
Yeah, thank you, Kalpana. Yes, that's what it is. What really sticks me is that I bought it for so long that I became the police for this reality, and worked in engineering and science and all the logical stuff, and specialized in data analysis and things like that, which is all about the past. So it was like that was everything I did was like that, and yeah, I still feel stuck in that.
Okay. So everything this is all this energy, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Thank you.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, one of the things that we do is that when we learn something is right, we go for it like with testosterone, with steroids, like, so like it's like, oh, this is it. Okay, I'll do it not 100 times, I'll do it 200 times. So everywhere you've been tenacious in being right and doing it the way of this reality, like your parents told you to, everywhere some of you have learned to do narcissism as you must, but like the best way, or hate it and judge it the worst, the most intense way. Will you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. All the bases of reality that you have as a reference for who you are, that is not who you are, will you destroy and create it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, if you just for a moment tap into that energy of like they were the police, and then you took that role, how much I want to nearly say, how much of you how much did you actually do that to protect this light, this energy of you?
Um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it became like a substitute, I think, for because there's there is a certain there's a certain joy in looking at something going, what happened here? And working it through, and then that's what it was. And you know, when you work with people in industry, everybody's life gets easier because, oh, thank goodness, that was really bothering everyone. So yeah, there is a joy in that, but it's the getting on that track of linearizing everything and breaking it down and thinking it through that is where I really feel stuck. Yeah.
So all of that, all the automatic responses, and also all
Mm.
the autonomy through that linearity that you've created, will you destroy and
Yeah.
create?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So what capacity do you have that you have connected to linearity, connected to narcissistic behavior that is actually not. So, what ESCC, MMMP can you in your body be to perceive, know, be, and receive those qualities that might now fall under linearity and narcissism and all this reality stuff that you can now start to peel off and let it just slide off, and everything that doesn't allow that we destroy and uncreate it.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. What can you acknowledge about what did work for you with them, as harsh as it might sound? But it's like, what is it that did work for you that you now don't have to carry as a thing that you must protect? And everything this is times a godzillion when you destroy and uncreate it.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Everywhere you judge it, and everywhere the only way to have peace is to judge it.
Mm.
Ah, that
Yeah.
one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's that angsty energy that Dane talks about.
Yeah.
When I get that angsty energy, and yeah, if I find something to get into judgment over it, the angsty energy goes away.
So what else can you choose if you don't have to choose judgment?
Oh, yeah.
And is that angsty energy when you're choosing to be different? It's nearly like when you start to choose something different, you know, when you go, ah, yeah, like, ah, wah, wah, that one. Like, and then you go, oh, I should just, and when you do judgment, it goes away because you kind of fall back into the fold.
Mm,
What if you allow,
that's
like,
true.
whatever, yeah, right? So, whatever you have decided is the angsty energy that you're trying to get rid of, what if you just like let yourself go for it? Like, okay, angsty, blah, expand, expand, and expand. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Because it seems like the judgment takes you back to the comfort zone of not being you.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. I've watched so many videos about the US election lately, and that's just, and I'm
Oh,
looking at
thanks.
all the looking at all the different angles of judgment, and that will calm that angsty energy down. And I know it's not creating anything.
So, everything you
Yeah,
love about that, and everywhere you're trying to solve it by
yeah,
analyzing it, because you're a data analyst. And if somebody can solve it, it's John Davis. Will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and meals. Everywhere you have been implanted and explanted that only through linearity and analysis and this energy can you get to change. Will you destroy
Yeah,
and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good,
right.
bad, all nine, pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And everywhere you've learned that only through judgment can you live with yourself, and only with through judgment can you live with somebody else. Will you destroy and create all of this? Wow.
Yeah.
Time
Wow.
Godzillion, damn. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, buck, shorts, boys, povas, bases, and beyonds. What if we all man up, woman up, and go, no, done with the judgment part? That is actually not true. Because when we go there, any of the narcissistic traits that we've learned to function from, because that's all we saw, or any of the narcissistic behavior that people inflict of us, they will not affect us anymore. We can be and choose something else, and everything that doesn't allow that way, destroy and uncreate it.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That's
John,
wow.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
it was a gift for many, so it's beautiful. And I saw a question, I think Maria asked it, like when somebody is being that way, when do I speak up? Because I'm told that I'm wrong, which is the typical thing. Like you're the one then who's awful when you speak up for something. This is when when you know something is not right and the person goes, "Oh, that's so mean." Like then suddenly they're the victim. Like you're being so unkind to me. It's like don't buy it. Know what you know. Literally. Know what you know. This is the key, you guys. I a few months ago I was in this dance work thing and this person who is a real narcissist did this victim like because we said something and it was like oh and it was like wow people are really professional at this at victimizing, right? It doesn't work if you can see it and you don't judge it, and it doesn't work if you don't buy it. And don't buy it is again not judging it and actually going, oh wow, so I just also cried. I was like, you want to cry? I'm gonna cry, and I can cry better than you, bitch. And I was like, let's game on it. And everywhere you're not willing to go game on, and you go, look at the fucking person. Now she's the victim. Are you kidding me? You lost the game already. Not lost, but you know what I mean. You don't have the power already. You don't have the choice. Everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyond. What are you refusing to be? If you would be willing to be it and create more ease with all of this. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Okay? And sometimes the thing is, that is really asking a question what you need to be or say or do. There is no formula, unfortunately, because you have to be present and aware and ask questions. And the willingness to say something, the willingness to not buy it, the willingness to not make yourself diminished and demeaned is the key. So Britta writes, my employer is a narcissist. My body reacted with symptoms such as stress, contraction, heat in the chest, and weakness. I've been on sick leave for 3 months, and despite being away from work, it is not going away completely. I'm thinking of quitting and hope that the physical symptoms will go away. I have been waiting so long. I cannot find a job at the moment either. Well, Britta, what is your body showing you? What is your body inviting you that if you would take the invitation, you can have 6 months of sick leave paid and you can be happy? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Is it that you cannot handle the narcissistic employer? Or is it something about you that your body is inviting you to acknowledge? When you are, this is going to sound so horrible maybe, but if you pretend to be weak, your body will kick your ass because you're not weak. And so your employer can be a narcissist. You don't have to want to work with him. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to anything. But when we go into, I cannot handle this energy, we are lying to ourselves. I don't prefer this energy. I actually don't. I'm choosing not to do this is different than I cannot. Because when you go, I cannot, you are victimizing yourself. And we have learned this so much. Everywhere we have learned to victimize ourselves and allow the victimizer to be effective thereby, will you destroy and uncreate it? Because the narcissist is the victimizer. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, pop, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So, Britta, I would just say, hey, body, what do you require? What is it that I am like not seeing and not wanting to be aware of? Would you, and it might be like, get another job. There's something else I want to do. Be present with that. Or stop pretending you're so pathetic and beat the shit out of this person, not physically, but energetically, like show up and be you. Like what's required. We have learned that when people treat us that way, we cannot deal with it. And that is definitely what we learn in this world. And the only way to deal with it is fighting, which doesn't work because you get beat up and you are beating up, and it's like a fighting energy is not a creation energy. It's a judgment. Everywhere you've only learned to lie down and get beaten up or try to beat up, will you destroy and create it all? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyond. If you can start to see the power, when you are willing to start to see your power, you can choose something else. Walking away is a definite choice. Acknowledging your power is a huge choice. All of that will change something. Okay. The body says change, the spirit, go for it. The thing is that when you actually follow it, the body will be so fast. All the things that we learn about how long it will take, blah blah blah, they don't count because your body's like, oh, you got it. Okay, cool, I'm over it. Let's go. Let's do what works. Okay. Let me just see if I missed something. And if there's something you guys still have. I see one question at the end. So anywhere you have a question of why do I attract these people, it's more like what choice can I make that those people are not attractive and attractive to me and attracted to me. And everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Out of the hamster yard, yeah. And the thing is that we will be shamed for being powerful. We will be shamed to be powerless. It doesn't really matter. What are you going to choose? Right? You're judged for being quiet, you're judged for being noisy. What works for you? What would you like to be and do? And if you start to see that you are valuable, you are a gift. Nobody is more than you, and you are not more than anybody else. We're not equal, we're just different. Then the people who are narcissistic, who are always making it all about them, everything is about them, everything, you have to be very careful around them. You don't want to hurt their feelings. What are you honoring that is actually a limitation and an unkindness, a judgment, and is actually even autonomy? Because autonomy is where people separate. Now, narcissistic people are autonomous. They are better than the rest. They are like this, and everybody should cater to them. When you start to see that is not real, something else can show up. And again, if you don't play the game, they're going to leave. It's where we are keeping in on the game, where the game keeps being played. What choice can you make to break that cycle? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy it and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And if that's a partner, you can leave them, and if that's a boss, you can change it or whatever. And if it's a family member, it's closer to home. But if you know that you and your being can never be stolen, can never be lost, can never die, then there is a power in that too. It's like you can't really get me, right? What ECCMMMP can you and your body be to know that that can never get lost? And everything that isn't allowed, that way you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad. All nine pot book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Last question. Sandra says, your manipulation class tools help me a lot to deal with these people and energies, and still sometimes I believe what I am playing and truly become it again. You're such a good actress, you're too good. Is it delivering the version of me they want to see? So is it big five? Well, are you willing? Are you willing to be an energy, to present an energy without, in a way, cutting all other energies off? Because, you would say, I lost myself in that role. It's the lost myself in the role is like, I am so much and I just become only this. Versus I can give an energy and, there's so much more. So everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. So the big five is also, for me, it's more like, are you lying if you are giving a certain energy, or should you, is the playing a lie, and should you therefore be all of it and then lose yourself because then you're being honest? That's a big smile on your face. Everything that is times a godzillion, way destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. A birdie told me we still have 25 minutes, so we can keep going. How does it get any better? I had it wrong in my head, so that's great because there's still stuff to talk about. So if you can see that if somebody's being a narcissist or somebody's giving a certain energy and you giving an energy back is what's required and what will create more, are you willing to be effective? Or are you only allowed to be honest and truthful? He he he. Guilty as charged. Everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and create it. So help you God. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Like if you're quiet when somebody's like raving and ranting and going bananas, it doesn't mean anything except I'm being smart. I'm shutting up. I'm not weak or pathetic. How many of you have learned that that means you're weak and pathetic? And it's actually much more powerful. Everything that is times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Okay, cool. So Teresa writes, I sometimes find myself in resistance if someone requires a particular energy, like I'm in control. I'm not always willing to give it. So is that you being willing to be whatever it is to create more, or is that you doing autonomy? Because with the autonomy, we go, no, you cannot make me. I will push you away. So everywhere you guys have learned that with narcissistic people, the only way to deal with their controlling behavior is to go, I am me, and I will push you away, and I will separate, and I will need my autonomy. And the thing with the word autonomy is like it's as if it's free will, it's as if it's empowered, but it's actually you become an island, and you lose the connection. You don't receive. So everywhere you have learned to do autonomy when it comes to narcissistic people, well, you destroy and create it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Everywhere somebody's trying to control you and you go into separation, they controlled you just now. It worked. Well, you think, meh, 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 meh. Right, wrong, good, bad, all men, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And the thing is, we get no tools to deal with that intensity. It's like surrender. It's really like war, you know, you either surrender and you join the army or you get put into prison and you die. It's like that's the only options. Everywhere we have learned to deal with narcissistic people as if we are in warfare in all of the lifetimes, we destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad. Wow, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds, and everywhere the narcissistic people in your life are your enemies, and all the automatic pilots of other lifetimes get activated. Will you destroy and create all those? Wow. Right, wrong, good, bad. All nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Because it's true that a narcissistic person is very controlling, right? And they are basically making your life so connected to their life that your life doesn't exist anymore. How do you find yourself in that? Where are you then? You're not allowed to be. Everything this brings up times a godzillion when you destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. The not allowed to be. Everywhere you've bought into that is as a real thing. Will you destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Everywhere you bought into that you must fight it. Will you destroy and create all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And all the buttons that get pressed, all the automatic responses that get activated. Will you destroy and create all those? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. You either shout and fight and hit, or you retract and you disappear. Whatever it is that you've learned as your way as your style, we're just trying to create all those automatic pilots, all the bases, all the autonomy, all the personalities. Wow. Okay, times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, powers, bases, and beyonds. How many personalities have you created to deal with these people and with these energies? Because you're like, I don't get it. It's so weird. It's so awful. It's so strange. I'm just going to sit in the back seat of the car and let the personality take over, which creates that automatic pilot. So all those personalities, all the automatic pilots, all the neurological pathways that you've created to always go to that, as if that's the only way to deal with it, where there is no question, no choice, no possibilities, and no contribution. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Now, Sandra writes something interesting. She says, for me, it's the energetic pulling that is bothering me. I totally get that. It's like somebody wants something from you. The narcissistic person is extremely demanding. It's all about them. And if you're not busy with them, they will pull to make it about them. Now, how many of you have that? Oh, it's bothering me. It's nearly like I must concede. I must give that energy. And if I don't give that energy, I will be so bothered and I will be so pulled at. So everywhere you judge them pulling, everywhere you judge them sucking, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot box shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Because that pulling works because it's like a kid. He cries long enough, he'll get that fucking lollipop or the ice cream because he's so annoying and you just want to get your work done. It's like, okay, put this in your mouth and shut up. Fine. Everything that is times the godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, butt, fuck, shorts, boys, poets, Macy's, and meals, and all of your parents. No judgment at all. You're amazing. But that's how it goes, right? The kid knows how to control you. And how much is that also when narcissist people are pulling and pulling and pulling, they know that at some moment you will have to give in to them because they're the best, most amazing, powerful thing in the universe. And you agree with it. And you keep that in place because you give the lollipop, you give the ice cream. Everything this is times a godzillion. Will you destroy it and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, bovettes, bases, and beyonds. And so if you would not judge the pulling, because you judge it and it pulls and then you give in and then it's gone, but then you're like, fuck, now I did what I didn't even want to do. Make yourself expand, make yourself infinite, and go pull away, motherfucker. Everything this brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, bovettes, bases, and beyonds. The delivering mode occurs as a solving of their strategy that is actually exactly giving them what they want. So how many control mechanisms are you allowing yourself to be controlled by, that if you would actually give yourself choice, you can choose instead of submit and give in, and everything that is times a godzillion, where you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And so this is also where it, for me, it's connected to you feel the pull, it's bothering you, it activates the distractor implants of guilt. You're supposed to, it's about them. You cannot not, but you're daring not to. Ha! Fucking pot the distractor implants. Fucking pot all these programs. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And you can perceive them judging you. The more judgment you're willing to receive, the more money you can also receive. So let's use it to our advantage. Everything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. The feeling guilty is actually nearly like a coping mechanism to dare to do to the feeling guilty is like the way we ensure we will never have the freedom and peace of true choice. because we have made choice connected to other people's universe, to what's right for them. And we've made it right or wrong. Everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all, nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. I don't know how to choose, says Cress. Cressy, you're a liar. Of course you do. You just, we've all just been slightly, we've all been slightly misled. That's all, slightly terribly. But that's okay. Ask a question and see what creates most. And see that, like, if there's judgment, that's not choosing, that's actually reacting. So that's why the not judging is the key. And if you go, I really don't know how to choose, okay, what can choice look like now? Ask a question. What can I choose now? And there's we use the word spell in the title of this call because there's this universe of no choice that gets invented and created with the narcissism and with narcissistic people. So all that energy of no choice, all the no choice worlds and no choice universes that you have bought into, that you have been constructing and having as a basis of your reality, will you destroy and uncreate all of this? Right, wrong, good, bad, all, nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And all the choices that are always connected to delivering to the narcissistic person is not true choice. And everywhere it seemed as the only choice, will you destroy and create that? Right, wrong, good, bad, all, nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And Chris says, I was never able to ask for my needs as a child. Well, I think, unfortunately, you're not the only one. And what can you ask for now? It's like we have to educate ourselves again, right? We learned a bunch of crap, and there was a bunch of people that didn't really support anything else. And we might be seeing those people now. You can choose something else. Whatever occurred in the past does not have to stop you from what you would like to choose now. So everywhere we've bought that our experiences with narcissism and with narcissistic people have kept us damaged and broken, can we destroy and uncreate it? Wow. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, bot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. It is only true if you say it is true. It is only true if that's your point of view. It doesn't have to be true. And the thing is, it's also to be really sharp in who it belongs to when you do have that, oh my God, it's never going to be better, or this is so hurtful and hard. Because we get a lot of projections of, oh my God, you were married to him? Oh my God, that's what happened with your kid? Like people project, right, at how horrible things are, or how did you manage? How did you survive? Because I'm a badass. We don't go there. We go, I don't know. I hardly did, right? Like people project at that. What projections of people have you bought into that keeps you in the loop of trauma, drama, victimhood, and no choice? And everything this is times a godzillion will you destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all, nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And none of you are pathetic. So if you have created your life regardless of that, and you start to see that doesn't have to be the basis of my reality. That occurred for whatever, and I'm here now. What can I choose without that basis? Holy moly. Everything that doesn't allow you to ask that question and for that to show up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, whole nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. You are not broken. You are not damaged. You don't need to be fixed. And everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, box, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Because then that broken, damaged, fixing energy has an energy of like you're not good and you have to be made good. And that's also the conversation for me with John was like, there's that you that cannot die, that cannot be broken. There's that lightness that is here always. And when people go like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it goes even more in the cellar of the cellar of the cellar, you know? So let's bring that back. Let's choose that, let that flame burn even stronger. And everything that doesn't allow that way, destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And John writes, people project that you have to agree with them, yes, as to how hard it is. And this is where you can use the manipulation tool of like, this is so upsetting for me. Can we talk about something else now? You're fucking fine. But that's a great way to stop them because they'll keep going on and you'll be like, this is not helping, right? Like, oh my God, it must be so hard, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this, I really need to go to the toilet, but can we change the topic? Because I really need and I really need a moment. And you go, like, whatever, check your Facebook. Use that, right? Like they're putting that on you and they need you to agree. Agree. But don't buy it. And everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Because this is where how we try to either agree with them and then we therefore get stuck in like shit land, right? Or we fight them and go, no, I'm fine. And then you're like, what am I defending even? And who am I defending it for? You know? So everything that is, let's destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine pot book shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Amazing. Is there anything else? You guys, you guys, you guys. That was a lot. That was a lot of things. Is there anything
Can I
pending?
ask something?
Yes, you can.
I wrote it earlier that I haven't been in contact with my sister for months because, well, the relationship has always been toxic, but I was never daring to choose something different. And then she chose to isolate herself from all of us. So that was perfect. But now I just see through TikTok that she had her baby, which is kind of like I feel that like, oh, it's big and I should be a part of that. And there's like this deep thing that I'm like I should still something, or with my mother that I'm rarely in contact with, like this should is still lingering in my world, or with my ex-husband that also has certain qualities, it's like I should still because this, and it's always in the back somewhere instead of just being what's required, what works for me fully, like really let go of the should. Does
Do
that
it.
make sense? Just choose it.
Told me. Just get, I mean, or you have a question.
Yeah, I guess I want that to be gone. The should. It's always some little pull in the back of my head to these people.
So your sister chose to not have contact with you and whatever, rest of the family. You see on TikTok she has a baby. Just energetically say hi to the baby and welcome the baby. Good luck, baby. I'm here for you. Is it big? You said it's big.
I
Is
think
it
in
big?
her world it is. Yeah, it's more in her world than mine.
Yeah, who does it belong to is a very important tool, like useful tool here.
Hmm.
Like especially like the should is like who does that belong to? How many narcissistic people have been energetically like broadcasting you should, you should, you should. And how many have you been delivering, delivering, delivering? And everything that is we destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. And what if every time you go, oh, I should call her, you're like, should I? Oh, it's really light. I'm gonna call her. I should. Should I? No, I don't. Is that light? That's heavy. Cool. Just ask a question when that comes up. And that's again like what are you buying into that isn't even real and true? Because there's a lot of shoulds in the world. I mean, there's lots of shoulds people function from. Whose heads are you hearing? And how many people, again, if we talk about the projection, you're not talking to your sister and she just had a baby. So bad. Or it is what it is. So any judgments you have about any of this, like these people in your family that you're not in touch with, Any judgments you have about them, any judgments you have about yourself with regard to them, will you destroy and uncreate those? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, buck, shorts, boys, povats, spaces, and beyonds. And, you know, we should nothing, but this world has taught us that we should like only. And so the more you catch yourself and you just, when the should comes up, ask a question. Don't put your foot there.
Yeah, I see. Also, I'm not allowing myself question and choice anymore. It's like I decided to not be in contact, so I have to stick to it. So there's no question to even ask, oh, can I write a yeah, there's no, so yeah, that, thank you.
That's called autonomy, because you're defending the rightness of your point of view. You decided they're bad, they're awful, which they were not really nice probably, and you made a choice of not being in touch, and that becomes an autonomous reality when you have to defend that and make that right. Versus
Yeah.
going, I chose not to be in touch with them, but I can be in touch with them any moment.
Mm.
Because you
Yeah, that
are
gives
still
freedom.
having choice and question and real freedom. And when you do autonomy, you have to stick to your, you have to stick to your boots. No, you don't have to stick to your boots. There's an expression. You have to stick to your guns, you know,
Yeah.
and you either kill them or you kill yourself, or you do both. And everything that is right, wrong, good, bad, all that, pot, fuck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. But like that sticking to your guns is where you actually take away the question that is actually going to give you all that you desire, the clarity, the ease, and everything that doesn't allow that. Let's destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. So with narcissistic people, also, you guys, like if you notice, like some people you might have to be in touch with because, it's Christmas and then they're there. What energy can you be to have ease with them? That you don't have to fight, you don't have to anything. And everything that doesn't allow that, we destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, book, shorts, boys, povats, bases, and beyonds. And certain people, you can choose to not see them. Like, look at what questions you can ask to get clarity with what's going to work for you. Not from reaction, truly from choice. And you have choice. You don't have to put up with anything. And you can also, let's say it's the husband of your sister and he's being whatever he's being and it doesn't work for you, you can go, hey, this doesn't work for me. You're allowed to have that without any charge in your universe. No judgment, just doesn't work for me. Very different energy. And very rare in this world because people are always having a lot of opinions about everything and they're very right or they're very wrong or even a bit of both. So everything that is times a godzillion will you destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Ask a question. What will work here? What's required here? What will be creating the greatest future? And everything that doesn't allow that clarity, let's destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, puck, shorts, boys, poets, bases, and beyonds. Okay. Gosh, you guys, what a conversation. Amazing. My brother calls me. Hey, very grateful, you guys. So many hugs. Translators, thank you. Speak to you soon. Please re-listen to the audio because so many things. And really grateful you guys wanted to be present with this conversation. It's such an energy that if we are willing to be present with it and not judge it, we can actually create a different future. So thank you all. Mwah. Bye bye. Have a good one.